Alright, so the only really good and truly unexplainable event happened when I was a kid, so I can't share that one. But this one is still bizarre to me, and it happened very recently. There are tons of plausible, rational explanations for both halves. None of them seem to line up with what I remember in the slightest. Okay, so the first thing to establish is that I'm not actually Catholic, but I go to Catholic church for Mass every Saturday at 4 p.m. I started doing it in November 2024, so only 2 years ago. My reasons for it are convoluted and bizarre, having to do with a medication backfire and my heart going bad, but it gives me this sense of peace that nothing else does. I'm close to one of the religious brothers from the order that feeds into the church. We talk almost every single day. I've also met all of the regulars for the English service directly or indirectly. These are nice, kind, well-meaning people, as a kind of desperation to force my ADHD-esque, sleep-deprived brain to stick to something and learn it. I start reading Introduction to Christian Theology by Alistair McGrath. It's an old janky 2001 edition my friend gave me from his dad's collection, dog ears and all. For months, I read this book and bring it to church. Then one morning the book simply disappears. My last memory of having the book up until this point is reading it in a cafe. I assume, hey, maybe I left it there, because I searched the house from top to bottom and cannot find the book anywhere. I swear completely and on my life that up until very recently, that book didn't seem to be in the house. I looked everywhere and given where it actually was, there's no way I wouldn't have seen it. It turns up somewhere later in this story. But the problem is that its location doesn't make very much sense, although I have explanations. So I go, okay, time to replace the book and buy a brand new edition of the same book. It's costly, because this is a textbook, but I really want to learn the subject. So I bring this one to church too. One day, on my usual ride to church, I carry the book with me into the church and put it up on the bookshelf where the pew missals are. I am as certain I did this I have ever been of anything. I go into Sunday Mass at 4 p.m. I want to stress again that we're inside a Catholic church, with Catholics that show up on Saturday. Doubt that, not to mention that the Spanish service, any other people at all only show up around 20 minutes after English service ends. There was no catechism. Literally everyone was in that room that day. Every time, on the dot, zero variation, like Catholic guild clockwork. But when I come back to get that book is gone. It is completely, utterly, and completely gone. I look everywhere in confusion. The shelves, downstairs, in the actual pews, next to the icon of Mary, everywhere. There's no book. I drag my favorite brother into it. Ask him if he's seen the book. He says no. I wonder if maybe some stray seminary student was inexplicably nearby and thought it was a textbook. I ask them to look there. They do. Still no book. Within 3 weeks of brief checks, we've searched everywhere, and that book is nowhere. There are only two logical explanations. One, my mind is lying to me somehow. Two, someone stole that book. One seems bizarre to me because why would it give me a lie specific enough that I physically checked the shelf for the book and brought all the priests and brothers into it? I left it in the car makes way more sense, but I'm certain that's not what happened. I would swear to my grave I had that book in my hands and I left it right there in broad daylight. Two makes no sense because, as I just outlined, who steals in broad daylight from a literal Catholic church and who the heck did it when absolutely everyone was inside? And for that matter, what even was their motive, exactly? It's not like it has great resale value. I thought during the week I heard something about a book thief, which possibly backs up #2. But the thing is, me mishearing the conversation as being about the church makes more sense than this being truly the case. Also, because I tried to confirm it, and no one else had even heard this story. Some weeks later, I'm cleaning the apartment for an inspection, and the first book, not the second, drops out from some shopping bags at an angle I don't even accurately parse. Now, there were a lot of shopping bags around, so maybe I left the book on the kitchen storage table and then just it fell off and sat there next to shopping bags I looked at for the next year and a half without seeing it. This isn't a small book. So yeah, like I said, there are totally plausible explanations here, but it felt weird particularly the second book's disappearance and the first book's inexplicable reappearance. It's like the joke that's in the title post. Maybe something doesn't want me to have that book for long. I expect it to be gone next week at this rate.